Hey y'all. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hi everyone. Hello everybody. Hello Famous Touch. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Say hello. Come on in. Hi everybody. And my boy. And my boy. And what? I forgot the Yoruba stuff I'm supposed to say. So just leave it alone. I don't know why my Yoruba skills are not the best. Like I think I need to go to um I need to take Yoruba lessons. I'm not even kidding you. So this is why court talk. This is why you need to teach your kids their native language before they learn English. So growing up, my first language was English, and I think I'm not paying for it. I don't know if my mom is here, but my older brother and myself, we grew up because there's 4 years between my younger brother and I. But he speaks better Yoruba than I do. But mine is sorry. Like Yoruba to leg. But you can blame my mother. Gotta blame the parent. What can I say? Hi everyone. This is attorney Abisola Olale. Abisola Adebola Afolake. They give me all Allah names, but didn't give me no wealth to go with it. Yes, I said it. It's Miss Adeton Ogunde here. Let's see if she's here. That's my mother. Explain yourself. Name your kid all these wealth names, but didn't add the wealth. Explain. Make it make sense. This is attorney Abisalam. Samuel. Baba Sam, immigration lawyer based in Alabama, representing immigration clients in all 50 states. Let me check that I have. So I figured out what happened the last time. My internet. So I have, because of the nature of my job and because I just have to have internet connection everywhere I am, I have a mobile internet hotspot in my car, so that I just have to get work done. So sometimes when I'm connecting or when I'm leaving the garage and coming into the house, it does not switch to the one in the house. One in the house is like mega because y'all, thank you. If you have kids, so I have two boys, 17 and 11. So we have every kind of electronic device you can think of on the internet. So imagine it's a workhorse. And if you're like me, see, this is where I think this is where I'm having. Okay, if you're on Instagram, just hold on for me. Okay. Did you guys lose me on Instagram real quick? You probably did. But let me know if I'm back. Let me know if I'm back. And I was just talking about the internet. Let me know if I'm back on Instagram. So that did not switch. And that's exactly what I was talking about. That did not switch over to my home internet. And I think it just did. So if you can hear me on Instagram, let me know. Confirm that you can hear me. Somebody? Anybody? Thank you. Okay. And it's vintage valid. Thank you for confirming. Okay, people. So that was what happened the last time. But let's get right into it. Let's talk immigration. Hey, Miss Lee. I just love her. I know. Y'all don't be jealous. And y'all don't ask her to get in touch with me so you can. No. Because if she calls me, I will pick up the phone. I just love her. Don't be jealous. It's some things that just don't need to be explained, right? Some things just don't need to be explained. It's just what it is. But anyway, so tonight let's talk. I've got a lot of questions since my video on USCIS plan on backlog. Lots and lots of questions. A lot of people are confused, and I can understand. So I'm going to try to break it completely down. And if you have questions in that regarding your case, then you've got to pay to talk to me, because I don't know if you don't have to agree with me, But I believe I do a lot of content that you do, free information. So if you need anything specific, it is absolutely worth paying for. But anyway, if you need to contact our office, the number is 334-341-4475. We also can be contacted on going to our website, 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. We're on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. She's everywhere. So follow us on TikTok, Instagram. Subscribe to YouTube channel. Just put in 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕 on any of those platforms. Urkunyo is not a common name. You already know. So this face will show up. If you need to schedule a consultation with us, we can do that. 30 minutes, $130, an hour, $230. If you retain our services within 15 days, we credit that towards your immigration fees, attorney fees. Okay, let's jump right into it. Breaking down, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. I'm going to put it up on Facebook and YouTube. Subscribe. Follow, share, like, everything. Breaking down USCIS backlog plan. What exactly are they talking about? What is this press release about? Who is going to benefit and when does it kick in? That's what we want to know. Okay, so I did a little note for myself because the way my brain works is when I read something, I explain to myself. If I cannot understand it, and that is just that's the way I studied in law school. I've got to read something and be able to simplify it. Like machine study night to take everybody money jota and you jot everything down. Or you do crash program. This is the queen of crash program back in school. Like knock on wood, I think Jesus was just looking out for me. But somehow I made A's with crash program because listen, I was a kid, but I was a girl in college. My mom's probably here, but I was a girl in college where my older brother was in club, those social clubs, they, parties. And I was that girl in college that would party Friday, Saturday, Sunday. No, Friday, there's sometimes Thursday, but Friday, Saturday, go to church on Sunday. Then on Sunday night, do a crash program for a test on Monday. Not going with Jesus was looking out for me, I tell you. And Symphony's class with 2-1 upper division. That was Jesus saying, so let's help you learn. But anyway, I have to explain things to myself where I have to understand it and I have to break it down. And if I cannot, I have to reread it again. I just have to be able to say it in a different form that it makes sense. So that's the way I try to present my videos, in the sense of people just want to know, what does it mean? These legal jargons, what do they mean? How does it apply to me? And that's what we're going to try to do tonight. Okay, so USCIS released this information. Let me pull it up real quick. That was on March 29. Three goals that they plan to achieve. Basically, their actions to reduce backlogs. Number one, they want to reduce backlogs by expanding premium processing to additional applications. Okay. Number two, they want to reduce backlogs by having new internal cycle time goals for themselves. If they're able to meet that, then that will trickle over or now become what the new processing times will be. And number three, they are planning to reduce the backlog on employment authorization so that it is approved quickly. People are not losing their jobs while waiting for their applications. Today, I was on, I'm not sure if Miss Joey's, but we were on. And I do this for my client from time to time. If I have the time, because I'm always in the move, but if I have the time and we can get someone on, USCIS, and I've said it before, use InfoPass, it works for me all the time. We were there for a while to explain that we need to have the receipt notice. She hasn't gotten her employment lead so she can continue working. So the number three is for them to make progress with EADs and approve them faster. And what their plan is to achieve that. So let's start with number one. they are planning to extend premium processing service to certain applications. Premium processing is just basically being guaranteed that if you pay the premium processing fee by itself is $2,500. That is the filing fee for I-907. If you pay that for these new ones that they're going to extend it to, it guarantees that USCIS will process your application within 15 calendar days. Right now, premium processing is available to I-129 petition for non-immigrant worker and I-140 immigrant petition for alien worker. Basically, the two different things. One is non-immigrant, one is immigrant. I-140 is also used for national interest waiver. However, national interest waiver right now does not qualify for premium processing. With this new plan, that they're planning to expand it to national interest waiver, to also expand it to employment authorization. So basically, if you're willing to pay $2,500, you can have, once it goes into effect, you can have your EAD processed within 15 calendar days. They're also planning to extend it to application to extend and or change status, I-539. That's what they're planning to do as far as premium processing, plan number one. Plan number two in this action for USCIS to reduce the backlog is to create new internal cycle time goals for themselves. What does that mean? Basically, in a nutshell, they are setting timelines, new timeline for themselves to adjudicate certain or most of applications. So here's the goal. They plan to be able to, we already know premium processing, like I said, I-129, I-140, they will, that already benefits from premium processing. If you pay that, that is 2 weeks average. Now, non-premium processing I-129, what we file for H-1B applications, their internal cycle time goal is to process that within 2 months. I'm seeing in my practice, because I do a lot of H-1B, I do many more of cap exempt. Cap exempt just means we don't have to do the H-1B lottery. I'm seeing more of waiting 5, 6, 7 months. And a lot of my clients are choosing the premium processing. They don't mind because they need their employee to get their change of status. But right now, their internal cycle time, the goal they're trying to achieve is to process that in 2 months. When it comes to I-765, I-131, I-539, I-824, 824 is when you request for them to take an action in an approved application, previously approved application. But a lot of people are more concerned about the 765. Their internal cycle time goal is to process that within 3 months. That's without the premium processing. Premium processing will guarantee 15 calendar days. Their internal time goal, which is number 2 of what they're setting in this new policy, is to be able to process 765 within 3 months. Now, applications like naturalization, certificate of citizenship, application for green card, non-premium processing I-140, I-130 immediate relative, which we had one approved today. Well, yesterday. Yesterday I got a notification today. That was filed in July 2021. Give or take 8, not quite 9 months, 8.5 months thereabout. That was for parent of a U.S. citizen, just to give you a timeline. So I-130 immediate relative. Now, immediate relative I-130 basically is father, mother of U.S. citizen, spouse of U.S. citizen, minor children U.S. citizen. That's the immediate relative. Not all I-130s. So if you're not an immediate relative, it doesn't fall within the 6 months period that they're setting for themselves. I-290B, what you file for, VAR appeal, a motion to reopen and reconsider. VAR I-360, then we have I-90 green card replacement or renewal. What else? So those their goal, internal time goal, is to process those applications that I just listed within 6 months. They're going to see, and that starts back in March when they release. So this goal they've set for themselves is already in effect internally. If they see that they're able to keep up with this, then they will make it now will become the new processing times. It's not going to change into processing time right now because it's going to be an internal time goal. If they're able to consistently see that they're meeting that goal, then it becomes the new processing times. Make sense? Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is to improve employment authorization applications, the time frame to approve that. What are they planning to do? They're planning, like I said, part of the internal cycle is to process that within 3 months, number 1. The second thing they're trying to do is to have a temporary final rule. And what that rule will do is, right now, if you file to replace or to renew your, what's it called? Let me go back here. Give me 1 second. If you file to renew your EAD, you get that 180-day extension, right? That was one of the things we asked for my client on the phone today. With this new plan to improve, to not only for them with the new cycle time goals to try to process it within 3 months, another plan as far as making progress with EAD applications is they are planning to extend that temporary extension of the EAD. What does that mean? Your EAD, when you file to renew, it gives you a 180-day extension from the date that your current EAD expires. A lot of people don't get that. A lot of people go through that 6 months before the new EAD is approved. They're planning to make it more than the 180 days. We don't know how long it's going to be for, but that's what the temporary final rule will help to do, to extend that from 180 days to whatever. Hopefully it's at least like 12 months, 365 is something. So that gives time. That would make that receipt notice come with extended time more than 180 days. How are they going to magically do all this? They have started employing more staff, more technicians, basically more people to start working on these cases. So that's that in a nutshell. I think that basically explains it. Make sense? So if any of that applies to you, then there you go. Do we have anything now? When does it kick in? Oh, okay. When does this kick in? It's the internal new cycle time goals already started, but they are looking to implement, and it's going to be a process. You already know with everything with USI is a process. It's going to be a process. They're going to try to implement that starting June, and gradually extend premium processing to those applications that they plan to do, and and then we'll have the final rule come into effect. And we are hopeful. You already know I'm a perpetual optimist. We're going to be hopeful that we're going to see changes. And okay, awesome, Susan. And that's that in a nutshell. If you call my office and say, I didn't get that, you're going to pay. So ask your questions now. I can't give you anything specific to your case, but just saying. All right. So let's go to questions. Hell, let me start with me. Let's see. Cornelia Love Kitchen. You're awesome. The way you explain stuff, it's very easy. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. God bless you to you. Liberian Beauty. I filed a K1 visa. I'm still waiting for approval. Can you take over once it gets approved? Yes, we can, but I will need a proper consultation. I need to know where your case is at, what you've done, and then I'll be able to give you a fee about that. Good evening, Mr. West. How are you? How's my boy doing? I am doing good. Thank you for asking. Okay. Arnoldo Timoteo. That's a cool name. Evaluation psychology for val is expensive. Cost me $800. It is not inexpensive, but I always say, can you put a price tag on having your dream? Stability in the United States, being able to travel, being free from abuse. It is a big deal to have psychological evaluation. And I have a company that I refer most of my clients well to. I have to say, so one, they can see a lot of people, regardless of where you live. But I just started working with this company as well that this lady is based in Georgia. So for y'all who are in Georgia, you're looking for a VAWA attorney right here. Then if you need a recommendation for the state of Georgia specifically, I'll hook you up. Okay. And I'm very, very picky. I am very particular. Like, I'm the one who's going back and forth with the therapist, like, okay, this doesn't make sense. Yeah. And they already know, like, oh, we're just going to run this by you. That's me. Okay. I found ego igbeing. I told my kids to say, I don't know if TJ is here, calling to say GB. Like, bah. They can't, American kids cannot pronounce GB. They call it B. So if you say bobo, he says bobo. I found I-360 January 21st. Got prima facie. That is awesome. I'll be going for fingerprint next week. Is my case going in the right direction? Your case is going in the right direction, but it's like I always say, a prima facie is good news. It's a pre-approval, but it is not an approval. The fact that you got a prima facie doesn't mean you ain't going to get prima facies for the next 3 years. But then, I don't know anything about the facts of your case. Did they transfer your current priority date from the I-130? I don't know. So a lot goes into what, and if you have set in all your evidence for satisfying all the requirements. Oh, internet connection from my side. Are you guys? Oh, my voice was breaking up on. Oh, shoot. No sound. Okay. Something went wrong on Facebook because people are like, okay, what's going on here? I don't know what happened. Alice, Joseph, and Mr. Okwe. I don't know. Okay. Hello, Olushola Gundeli. Okay. Can y'all yet hear me? Okay. It's back on. Oh, yeah, I missed that. See, yeah. Okay, perfect. Good night. I've been waiting on my work permit from 2022. My lawyer wrote to the ombudsman, didn't get a response. She wrote to Congress, now received a reply saying they're going to expedite my case. That is awesome. That is wonderful. That is pretty awesome. Okay, Oluwa, can VAL be expedited with same payment method? What would you pay to expedite? USCIS does not pay. Are you talking premium processing? It's not going to be applied to VAL. Now, let's back up a little bit now. I-360 that is included in there, keep in mind that I-360 is not used just for VAL cases. So the fact that they will clarify that for us. The fact that they put I-360 does not mean they're talking of a VAL case. It may include, it may not, but I-360 is also used as a widow's petition for a really good immigrant petition for religious workers. So it's just not for VAL cases. Just an FYI. As possible. Okay, I received a reply saying they're going to expedite my case as possible. They can't give me a time frame. Could you tell me what that means? It just means exactly what they said. They're going to expedite your case. They've granted your expedited request. But based on my experience, based on my practice, once we get an expedited approval, we usually would get the expedited request approved. We'll get the EAD itself approved within 30 days. That's my firm. Okay. Play out on YouTube. Okay, I think it was Facebook issue. I don't know. But anyway, all right, let me jump to Instagram. All right, I'm going to start from the bottom today. Finest Shandy. If you're asked to come for biometric on I-130, does that mean you're right track? Okay, people, let's understand something about biometrics. Biometrics is what it is. Getting your photo and fingerprint. That's all. Biometrics has nothing to do with how fast your case will get approved. If your case gets approved 30 days after you have your biometrics, all well and good. In reality, biometrics has nothing to do with approval of application. Approval of application is based on your evidence, present times. Did you submit all the required evidence? All of that. It's got nothing to do with biometrics. Just wanted to make that clear. Okay. Okay. Token Nikkei. What can one do if Form I-693 is expired on USCIS website and they won't upload a new one? My doctor and I keep checking for update every day, but they won't upload it. Do you mean the form? They have the form is listed. If you go on USCIS website, their website has the updated form. I'm not really sure what you mean that they haven't uploaded. It's right there on the website. If you go on the website, it's right there on the website. You just download it and just make sure the edition date on the bottom of the page matches what they say you have to send in. And right now, it looks like they're still accepting previous editions anyway. But so I'm not really sure where you and your doctor are checking. BJ Pumping, is there a special program to file for family in Ukraine? Not that I know. I know that Ukraine has been designated TPS status. Outside of that, good evening, Miss Pam. Actually, outside of that, that's the one thing I know. Now, there are like we have an immigration lawyer group where we bounce ideas off one another. There are people who, because of what's going on in their country, they are allowing them to go through Mexico and Canada and get in. And I've seen, I think, within the last 2 weeks, a quarter of the calls that we get in as far as consultation for asylum are from Ukraine. And we screen that so we're sure it's from people there, because people are just, people will tell you anything. Because for those, we're not doing concession fee, just the way we can give back. But TPS, BJ Pumping is an option. Good evening, Lizzie. Adeolu. Sister lawyer, my 180 days extension is about to expire. What do I do, please? If you are in healthcare field or childcare field, you do know that you are allowed to call and expedite your EAD application. But if you're not, you can still ask for expedited processing of your case, especially if it's causing financial hardship to you and you have proof, or to your employer and you cannot maintain. That's part of what they're saying that they're trying to work on. And it would be good if the very first thing they do is to extend that 180 days for people. And even those who have already had that 180 days, to send yet another extension and make that priority. We'll just see how things turn out. We'll see. Okay. Blessed Sally Sue, what next after you receive your AD card with VAWA? What is AD card? Blessed Sally Sue, what do you mean AD card? Are you talking about EAD card? Y'all need to help me with your questions. Okay. Hello. Ram Remodeling LLC. Hello, do you practice in Georgia or just Alabama? How long is the process green card through marriage? So I am licensed in the states of Alabama and New York. I hold law licenses in those two states. I am physically based in Alabama. I represent immigration clients in any state because immigration is federal practice. As long as a lawyer practices immigration law and they hold a license in at least one state, and they are in good standing in that state. So if you go to the state of Alabama, for instance, put in my name, it will show you my information, and it will tell you whether or not I'm an attorney in good standing. The same thing in the state of New York. So we represent immigration clients, Georgia, Mississippi, Louisiana. I'm heading to Missouri probably within the next 30 days for a marriage-based green card. I go everywhere if you pay me. Just saying. Okay. Let's see. I don't want to miss anybody. My gap tip. I love my gap. It's one of my features that I did not like a lot when I was growing up, especially in secondary school. But as an adult, it's amazing what, especially when you hit the age of 40, there was a shifting in the kingdom of heaven when I turned 40. That was also the year that my divorce was final. I was like, thank you, Jesus. I'm not even kidding. There was a shifting. There was something about, okay, I'm very okay with myself. I accept my strengths and my weaknesses in what I love and the flaws, because that makes me uniquely me. And that's how I try to raise my boys. God helping us. But thank you. Ade Balogun, how are you doing, ma'am? Please, if they submitted VAS since December and not get the notification receipt yet. So I don't know what's going on. I have some cases too, and I've emailed them. I'm yet to receive a response. I have some cases that I sent last week in February. Yeah, I'm still waiting on receipt notices. And for me, I was able to email Vermont Service Center with the attorney hotline email, because the 3 clients involved, they already have pending. So we switch over to a VAR case. So they already have alien numbers. And so I have identifiers for them. You're not the only one, but December though, that's kind of like going on 4 months now. Mine is about 4 weeks. In last week is when I sent, because it's like, excuse me, people, what's going on? But I don't know. Write them a letter and just give them as much information about yourself with an authorized signature, so they know it's you, and see if they respond. I did, boy. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay. I don't know this 𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒒𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒒𝒂𝒂𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒊. Cecilia, thank you. Please, is 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒕 a good sign? It is a good sign. It means they have reviewed your case and they have been able to check off that if we were to just to review this, if we were just to approve this case based on what we see in front of us, it's approvable. So we'll send you that 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒄𝒂𝒏𝒕 determination, and I use that to request prosecutorial discretion. I use that to file relief for green card application before immigration court. So you can use it to get benefits, but it's, keep in mind, like I said, it's not an approval, but it is a good sign. Okay, people. Let's see, 9:14. Good evening. I'm King Millie. Okay. 𝒊𝒎𝒎𝒊𝒈𝒓𝒂𝒏𝒕. How are you doing, ma'am? After the second interview, and you still haven't heard from immigration, my wife started misbehaving. Okay, I'm assuming there is something after that. I'll wait and see if you have more information. 𝒊𝒏𝒕, is it possible to change attorney in the process after the green card interview? You can always change attorney at any time. The question is, are you going to find an attorney that wants to take over your case at the stage it's at? So What next after you receive your work permit on VA? That's a very, very generic question. Are you talking of C31 EAD? If that's the case, then that means your VA has been approved. You're going to get a green card interview if they decide to schedule an interview. Are you talking about a C9 work permit whereby you had filed a 485 that is still pending? And if that's the case, then that has nothing to do with your VA case, because your C9 is category work permit is based on your green card application, which is not going to be processed until your VA has been approved. There's a whole lot of about that question. All right, people. So I think following up on my previous quote, what's your approval rate of those who get prima facie from your office on VA cases? That's what my office to know. If you're my client, then I disclose that to you, but you're not a client. Ego, igbeam. But one thing I always tell my client is, and my contract says, nobody can guarantee an outcome. I don't promise you moon and stars, and no, I'm very, very, very direct. I've seen some of my clients here, and they'll tell you I'm very direct. I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm brash, but I'm direct. I will tell you exactly what it is, especially during the consultation, what the strengths are, what the weaknesses, and I'll sum it up and say, at the end of the day, it's in God's hand, because that is that is just a summary. That's the end of story. I've had some VA cases that are not they're not as strong as I thought they will be approved. And I've had some that are like, oh, this is a slam dunk and we get RFEs. You just never know. And that has taught me personally that the favor of God is what seals your deal. That's it. That is just what it is. And that's why for me, it is important that every single case that I send out of my office, just me. Listen, I'm just trying to make heaven. Am I perfect? Far from it. Go ask my kids. But I know one thing each day of my life. I've seen it in my life. I have seen it. I've seen the hand of God. I've seen his protection. I've felt his presence. I know there is a God. Don't care what nobody says. I'd rather believe there's a God and rapture happens and we find out, oh, okay, there's no God, than for me to say there's no God and rapture happens and believe there's a God. That's just my brain. But I don't start my day at the office, my day generally, but when I get into my office, I'm on my knees because I know that I cannot do anything but with the strength. I have no strength of my own. It comes from God. And so I get on my knees before I even take calls, before I talk to anyone. It's me and God. We have a conversation like, today's in your hands. Direct me, give me strength, give me guidance, give me knowledge, give me the wisdom. And so whenever I send it, in case all those photographs you guys see me take, it's the sign of the cross goes with them. Some come back with denial, yeah, but it doesn't change the fact that I sought his favor on each person's case, because it's not what I put into it. It's about the favor of God and giving you favor to find an immigration officer who will be. Bible says the heart of the king is in his hand. Just as a river, he directs them in the way he chooses to. So someone may be sitting and think like, okay, no, I'm going to make someone looks like miserable. It's not them to decide. It's God who makes the decision. And that's just the way my brain works. So it's not about chances. And I know, we're living, and I'll be real with it. Sometimes I'll tell you, you know what? This case is not strong. It's a 50-50 chance at best, but we're going to take a shot at it, Okay. Best this one, and then I got to sign off. I have my vow hearing for the first hearing. Really, I have my vow hearing for the first hearing. Really don't know what to expect. Please, can you help my nervousness? Okay, Best, can you explain? Are you in immigration court? Best, KZ, are you in immigration court? Because I'm trying to understand what are you talking about, cancellation removal? Thank you. Muchindu? What country is that name from? I know somewhere in Africa. That much I know. Kenya? Kenya? Um, okay, you are in removal. So cancellation removal. Just, I if you want to discuss your case, you would have to set up a proper paid consultation. But generally, I just say, Zambia. Okay. As long as you've submitted all your evidence with your 42B application, everything is very similar to affirmative, but you have to prove the hardship part, and you can only apply for that in removal proceedings. And if you've submitted and you have a good lawyer, which I always say everyone is a good lawyer until you prove it otherwise, then you should be fine. But most importantly, pray. Your name says it all best. So seek God's best in that. Have your evidence, because be real, have your evidence, go through your lawyer, prepare for your, so when you say first hearing, I'm assuming you've already had your master calendar hearing, because for you to have filed violation cancellation removal, that's your application for relief. So there's a whole lot that goes into. So if you have a lawyer, just work with them and believe that they're doing the best they can on your behalf, and just leave the rest to God. Because there's nothing that's going to change God's plan for you. It's not man. If your plan is, if its plan for you is to live in this country and succeed in this country, it may take you years, but he will get you rooted where you're supposed to be. But just plan, because we got a plan. Okay. All right, people. So I got to go because I still got to work. And I always take time every day to check in with my kids and just sit down with both of them. With a teenager, he's 17. But the baby still gives me a hug and all. The teenager, like, can you hug your mama? Like, yeah, think you can show some gratitude that this body, this small, tiny, portable mama, gave you housing and shelter for 10 months. People say you're pregnant for 9 months. No, it's a lie. You're pregnant for 10 months. Can you show that you are appreciative? I know, Mr. Day, that you appreciate this mother who gave you life and housed you in her tummy, that you now have straight marks for 10 solid months. And now you're telling, you think, no. Can you give her a hug? If you have a conversation with my sons, they'll just shake their heads. Like, they've told me for like, if we can deal with you, we can deal with anybody in the world. I'm a typical Nigerian mother. I tell them, listen, we may be in a foreign land, but I know where to get my kids, where he's going to hurt them. I don't have to raise my hand, because you can't raise your hand in the United States. But, I know how to get my kids. Just saying. But anyway, if we need to help you with your immigration case, contact our office, 334-341-4475. Thank you. My boys are my life. Like, Lord have mercy, don't touch my kids. No. Let's just leave that alone. My kids. Don't touch my kids. On those doctrine, I'm telling you. But I thank God for my mother, because my mother and I were in the best. It was hard growing up with my mother, but I thank God, because she was that strict with me. Can't complain, right? So if we can help you with your immigration case, once again, it's 334-341-4475. Visit our website. I also do vlogs. Some of the videos here I share on the website as well. Subscribe to YouTube channel, and thank you all for all your support. And until next time, everyone.